everybody, it's Maureen. I wanted to show you a few other dolls that I recently added to my collection. These happen to be Franklin Mint heirloom dolls, and I added a little bit of this sequin rayon fabric to each to give it a little extra zhuzh in this case, just because like you have this gold lame sort of lining. There's some things that just are a little off on how I would necessarily do it per se. So these are items that are not included with the doll, but are things that are only temporarily pinned in or separately sewed in so they can be removed, so it doesn't ruin any difference on the doll itself. It isn't an actual revamping, they're just additional accessories. So these are part of their Princess of Ireland series. What I love is the tiaras and the jewelry on this series are just phenomenal. Now she has long curly hair, but I went ahead and made a little covering here, and it's just pinned right behind the tiara just to kind of cover the curls, which would have been very period. Your hair wouldn't have really been worn loose unless you were single. So, and she has little pearl earrings to start with. I didn't really necessarily mind the screen printing, but this definitely sort of reads more like a deck of cards, kind of diamonds, than it does anything. The gold lame is okay, but I think they could have done a different kind of lining that would have been a little less flashy. But I do like their use of some gold edge on the little cape. And the cape hooks in with little hook and eyes at the corner, so it doesn't come loose. Now, she came with the belt, so that was already there. Very nice detail. The shamrock pattern is a little, to me, contrived with the way that they did it on this darker fabric. I mean, it's pretty, but I think it could have been done better, in my opinion. So that's why I added this separate skirt. So this is just fabric that was hemmed, and then I went ahead and just gathered it around the waist. Just gives it a little something, gives extra sparkle that's a little more subdued, and then did the hair covering to kind of pull it up together. There you go, get a really nice shot of her face. Yeah, the jewelry is to die for, and they're very posable. They have a lot of flexibility that way. She came with a little lantern. So that was her feature. Our second little friend over here, I made a shawl because I only had a little bit. I still have plenty of this fabric available, but I decided that since her hair is sort of in an updo, I wasn't gonna mess with doing a hair covering for her. So I went ahead and just did it as a shawl to tie it in with her two other sisters. This basket actually belongs to the doll to the right, but she was supposed to come with a bouquet of flowers, but I bought this secondhand, so some of the accessories were missing because these were secondhand unboxed Franklin Mint dolls. So yeah, you get what you pay for. I was planning on displaying them, so I didn't necessarily want a boxed variety one, just because some people who do collecting keep them in the boxes and they don't go any further. I kind of like to display my dolls if I can. But I really enjoy the nice subtle makeup. So instead of more of an auburn red color, we have sort of like a strawberry blonde here, which is really pretty. We've got, you know, the tiara. I love the enameled tiaras. I think that was a really nice touch. They did a great job with that and the knot work. Each doll has also molded shoes that actually stay on their feet. She has more of like a dark green boot. She has sort of a brighter green, like the enamel, sort of little slipper. And then our other Princess of Ireland friend over here actually has more like a golden sandal. Now, with her, I went ahead and created the skirt as a underskirt to try to play off of, they had a gold lame as an underskirt on here, and it was okay, but I liked the more subtle way this fabric happened to be. And so of course we have ginger colored hair, enameled tiara. Now she didn't have a necklace per se. She does have a little brooch right there, and then her staff. So she has both the staff and the basket, but I went ahead and gave our friend the basket over here, so one less thing she has to hold on to. And then I used more of that fabric and created a veil and pinned that in, which I think really plays nicely off of the details, because we have like some bells of Ireland and some shamrocks on the outer dress, which I think is just beautiful. And then I'm gonna try to pull this. It's got caught behind the, there we go. There's a little belt here. It has a tassel at the end. There, it looks a bit better. So that's these three. They're standing around my Golden Mirror Award for the SCA, which is basically a what would you call it? Non-amaragous, which basically means that it isn't supposed to help you move up in the order of precedent. It's basically just an appreciation for somebody who is very fastidious and presenting their persona and clothing in a very accurate way to a particular time period. So, and then not only do I dress myself, I also dress my dollies. Not these particular ones. I left them as is. I forgot she has a little shamrock there on her belt too. These dollies basically came in as they were unboxed Franklin Mint dolls, and then I just added little bits of fabric here and there just to give them a little bit of a more subtle appearance and play off of the gold theme they already had. If you like dolly content, both of the making variety and collecting variety, you have found the right channel here on YouTube. Please consider liking this video and subscribing. I upload once monthly, and we have fun here. And I will see you on my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.